With the 24th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select.
Hey, what's up, everybody? The NFL Scouting Combine has just completed, and man, it was a pretty interesting day. Pretty interesting prime time. They moved it to the evening pretty much. So today we got to watch the quarterbacks, tight ends, wide receivers. So, lots of talent in this draft. Definitely eye opening, right? The league is getting younger, but they're also getting faster. I mean, these wide receivers tore it up. They tore it the hell up. All right. I know some people forgot about Chris Olave, but that guy smoked that track there, man. That guy, man, I was very impressed with that run. Very impressed with that run. This whole wide receiver class is very, very fast. You know, I don't think anybody ran in the 4.7s. There was a couple of 4.6s, but as Jeremiah mentions, 4.6 Cooper Cup, and these kinds of guys, so as long as they're not running 4.7s or high 4.6s, so a lot of talent there. I like these players. Chris Olave stood out for me. Traylon Burks, 4.55 and a 4.50 in his 40. But his vertical jump was not impressive at all. It was disappointing. A 33-inch vert for Traylon Burks. It's a little bit of a ding for me. All right. I was thinking that was going to be in the 40s, to put up a 33. Some of these quarterbacks out jumped Traylon Burks. So that was a little bit disappointing there, but a lot of talent. Cowboys, in full display. We saw Will McClay out there with Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy, Stephen Jones. I didn't see Jerry. Um, and I saw Doug Nussmeier there. So a heavy offensive contingent for the Cowboys today, more than what we've seen in a very long time. So, it'll be interesting to see if the defense has the same kind of contingent. But man, they're definitely looking at a lot of offensive players here. So very interesting. Cowboys, like I said, who did they meet with? As far as the tight ends go, I have confirmation that the Cowboys met with Jalen Weidemeyer, tight end out of Texas A&M, Kay Doughton out of Washington, and Isaiah Likely. So, we can talk a little bit about the tight ends. And the situation here with the Cowboys is, we're hearing that Cowboys are thinking about franchise tagging, Dalton Schultz. So that could happen, but if it doesn't, this tight end class was very deep. Was very, very deep. I mean, today showed that as well. They had a couple of short guys in there, but I think there are more H back, full back type of guys. One of the Oklahoma, I think it was Oklahoma. They had a guy who was like 6'1". He looked like a fullback, but and I think Hayward too. He's a tight end. He looks more like a fullback too. So tight ends very deep. Trey McBride still my number one tight end, and he really showed out today. I think that he will be the number one tight end taken. The Cowboys, they're going to be interested in Dulcich. As a matter of fact, I think the Cowboys were going to meet with him. So that one, I think that's going to happen. Mike McCarthy likes the UCLA program, so we heard about Blake Jarwin blowing out his hip or whatever in a uncommon injury. So I think he's done, bro. I think Blake Jarwin's done. So if you want a player that can get down the field and be a red zone target, Dulcich would be that number one guy for me. So I like Trey McBride, but he's probably going to be the number one tight end taken off. So I don't think the Cowboys will do that. But you look a little bit later, second, third round, they sure could, do that. I mean, you can really stretch out the tight ends from what I saw today. A pretty deep I mean, there are some guys I hadn't gotten to yet, and they look good too. So lots of tight ends, lots of wide receivers. Um, I think the Sky Moore. Okay, I haven't been on that train myself. I know that everybody has been on that Sky Moore train. I was gonna wait a little bit, and I wanted to see how he looked here in the combine. So I might be getting on that Sky Moore train with the rest of the fan base. So he looked impressive, man. I really wanted to see it. I wanted to see some consistency and just let me see what this is all about. Very fast, caught the ball well, ran those drills well. So Sky Moore, I think looked pretty good to me. The Boise State wide receiver, I think his name's Shakir. He looked pretty good. I know he's from Boise State. I don't know. Obviously, there's the connection there with Kellen Moore, but you know, it, if there was no connection like that, I think he looks pretty good too. So I think that'll be a coincidence there, but he looked pretty good. The Shakir from Boise State, um, the Ohio State wide receivers, they looked amazing. Instant impact wide receivers. All right, you get either one of those guys. If the Cowboys do in fact get rid of Amari Cooper, I feel confident that there's going to be a wide receiver there if they want to get one. So, really good night, man. A lot of speed, like I said. Yeah, yeah, Myra, Sky Moore, Jeff Kavanaugh's guy. Yeah, that's true. He's been on he's been on Sky Moore's train here for a long time. A lot of other people have been too, but I was just like, I don't know, small school, Western Michigan or whatever the hell. You know, I had thoughts of Dwayne Eskridge from last year, so I was like, I don't know, but yeah, he's pretty damn good. Really confirmed a lot of stuff there in the combine, so really good. Christian Watson, yeah, that guy's a red zone target. He looked pretty good. I mean, those wide receivers are going to stretch. I think the tight ends will. Like this draft is actually shaping up to be very very deep. Right. So we saw the offense very fast tonight. Once we get to the defensive side, are they going to match that? Are these cornerbacks going to test just as fast? You know what I mean? So the league is going faster. Cowboys, I think they got they're heading in the right way defensively by adding speed to the defense. I think with these prospects, they're going to want to continue on that path. You know what I mean? They're going to have to keep up, man. It's all about speed right now. These kids are coming out here faster and faster. So be interesting to see what they do there. Quarterbacks, we'll talk about those. There's been links to Carson Strong, Cowboys having interest in him. Um, so he has a very strong arm. He's a pure pocket passer. I liked what he did today. He threw the ball really well, tight spiral. He has a beautiful pass, right? So he looked good. I think Desmond Ritter really made a lot of money tonight. You know, he may sneak in that first round, and that's kind of what you want from a Dallas point of view. You want some more of these wide receivers and quarterbacks to go into this first round to push down, some defenders or offensive linemen to us. So Desmond Ritter, I think that he looked pretty good, man. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to do. He looked like a pro out there already. I think he'll end up he's got to end up in the right situation though. But he looked good. I thought Billy Zappi looked pretty good out of Western Kentucky. I thought he had a good ball. He looked good throwing the ball around. I thought Carson Strong threw the ball well. Kenny Pickett, and I thought he threw it pretty damn well. Even with the gloves, I think the gloves are being kind of, um, it's kind of being overdone as far as like talking about the hand size of the gloves. I mean, he had a successful career there at Pittsburgh, which is an outside stadium. So a little bit overdone there with that. He did really well. Who else looked good at quarterback? Let me take a look at the list here. I can tell you. Talked about Ritter, Pickett. Oh, Brock Purdy, I thought he had a pretty good arm as well. So what I was mentioning tonight on Twitter is, I wouldn't mind throwing a late round pick at one of these guys and try to develop. You know what I mean? See if you can get some competition there and somebody that you can really legitly develop. As maybe the next quarterback or somebody that you can flip for a draft pick. So if the Cowboys have that luxury in this draft, you use a late round pick on one of these quarterbacks. I mean, a lot of these guys, have a lot of good credentials. They look good out there, athletic, strong arms, man. So I would like to get that, get a strong arm guy in here so they can sling the ball around. So we'll see what happens there. Um, Talked about tight ends. Let me see here. Let me take a look here at my list. The list of lists. Yeah, so Twycon Thurton, he had that crazy, 4.19 or whatever the hell it was from Baylor. That was crazy, dude. Calvin Austin, the third, the wide receiver out of Memphis, he measured a lot shorter than what I thought. You know what I mean? I thought he would be at least 5'10. He came in at 5'9. Same for Wandell Robinson. Wandell Robinson measured the same 5'8. I thought both those guys would be taller officially. So that might lower them a little bit on my board because I just don't think the Cowboys are going to draft a small wide receiver. You know what I mean? Sky Moore, I think, will be pushing it. I think he measured at what did he measure at 5'10 or somewhere like that. I think they might do them. They could probably take him because that would be close to like a Randall Cobb type of size, 5'10, 5'11. And we know McCarthy has had success like that with receivers of that size. Jahan Dotson, I thought check mark for Jahan Dotson. He had a good showing today. Um, Let me see who else. Talked about Traylon Burks. Johnny Johnson the third. I would use a late round on him. I think he's a little underrated out of Oregon. Johnny Johnson the third. He looked pretty damn good. David Bell, I like him. He ran like a 4.62 or something like that. Jalen Tolbert is the guy we've been talking about. He looked pretty good. George Pickens. Uh, I thought he did okay. Nothing really stood out. As a matter of fact, I think he didn't look as smooth. He looked a little stiff to me today. So, but I still think he's a good receiver. Yeah, those are the main guys there for wide receiver that I really think stood out. Tight ends, Jelani Woods out of Virginia. All right, didn't really have him on my radar, and from what I saw today, I like him. I like Jelani Woods, and he's strong too. So he'll block. He does that. He had a good outing today. Grant Calcaterra out of SMU. I think he could be somebody you could get like real late if you want to just add another tight end. You can probably get him late in the draft, maybe undrafted. We talked about Dulcich. Cole Turner actually he looked a little stiff for me today. I've been high on him and I still like his tape, but you know when you look at this whole stack of tight ends, he kind of stood out as far as being a little stiff. He was, not the fastest, but I thought Ferguson looked pretty good actually. I think he looked good. Uh, Weidermeyer, I thought looked okay. So tight ends pretty deep. Isaiah Likely, got to talk about him. I thought he looked pretty damn good, man. Out of Coastal Carolina, he kind of reminds me of the tight end that the Texans drafted last year from Miami. And I'm forgetting his name, but kind of the same kind of body style, kind of style playing. Isaiah Likely looked pretty good, man. Cowboys met with him, right? They also met with Kate Otten out of Washington, right? So keep an eye on all these guys that we talked about tonight. Don't want to keep this too long. Appreciate everybody that tuned in here for that. April, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like Isaiah Likely. I like them a lot more than Turner. Turner kind of trending down a little bit for me from what I saw. I wasn't impressed on that. But great stuff, guys. We'll be back. I'll probably do this again tomorrow to wrap up the second day, and I'll get more information on who the Cowboys are interested in, and we'll talk about that as we talk about these prospects. Guys, pound that like button on your way out, and I'll catch you for the next one, guys. Peace.
On one side, but that guy on the other.
We got to draft. We got to hit on these picks, man. We got to hit on these picks.